and welcome back to Mac at the Movies. Today I have another special edition to bring to you. My childhood, lifelong best friend, Brian, is getting married to the love of his life, Stacy, this weekend. I'm going to be at the wedding. Well, by the time you see this, it's Sunday. I think the wedding would have happened yesterday, and today is way before that, because frankly I'm gonna have no time to do anything once I get there. So definitely doing this video little ways beforehand, but I wanted to make sure to get it out there and give a congrats to Brian and Stacy for getting married and getting the old hitch. So today I'm going to review for you the 2009 bromantic comedy I Love You Man. This film was released by DreamWorks Pictures and directed by John Hamburg, who had directed Along Came Polly and Why Him. This film stars Paul Rudd as Peter, Jason Segel as Sydney, Rashida Jones as Zoe, Jamie Presley as Denise, Jon Favreau as Barry, and Andy Samberg as Robbie, Peter's brother. The cast goes on and on from there. I would have had 3 more cards just of cast alone. So much so that you have Lou Ferrigno in there playing himself. So, this film essentially starts out with Peter proposing to Zoe. You find out real quick that Peter doesn't really have any best guy friends. All his friends, everyone that he's most acquainted with or friendly with are women, and he's always spent most of his life really trying to drive home all his relationships and just spend as much time as he can with the women in his life versus really getting a hold of a good guy friend and just finding a best friend for life. So Peter's found in this a bit of a conundrum where he doesn't have a best man for his wedding. So the film takes place in the fact that Peter needs to find a best man. He needs to find a best friend, and he does this by going on awkward accidental dates, or he goes to friend finders and finds a person near his age and shows up there, and it's an 80-year-old man just trying to do whatever he can to find a friend himself. So you go through this process until he runs into Sydney at an open house. Sydney, played by Jason Segel, very confident, outspoken man, where Peter's very much reserved into himself. That's pretty much. Sydney comes in and he really helps bring Peter out into being who he is as a person and just being the best person he can be. And Peter shows Sydney in a sense that he can, hold back, and he doesn't really have to put everything out there for the world. So it's definitely an interesting movie where you find these 2 people coming together to be what I can only assume lifelong best friends at that point in time. Ends up being best man at his wedding, all that fun stuff. So all in all, since the first time I saw this movie, I loved it. Paul Rudd is wonderful. There are so many exchanges, just really awkward friendship exchanges, and just one thing after another. And I mean, it's a great movie. It is rated R. It's very explicit in language and content. Although I don't think there's anything I don't think there's any nudity or anything like that. So if you don't mind your kids listening to, I'm sure, most of the stuff that's on the radio now, you can very well let them watch this. And I don't think there's much, but maybe a few awkward conversations that you just won't look each other in the eye during. But it's a great movie. I totally give it a strong 4 stars. It's one that I can watch multiple times in a year and I never get tired of. I was getting a haircut the other day, and the person that cuts my hair I've known for, almost 20 years now, and her and her sister, and that they had a friend there, and we just all started quoting this movie. And I mean, it's hilarious. It's such a great time, such a great movie. If you get a chance to watch it, definitely check it out. And if you've seen it, hit me up. Let me know what you thought about it. And Brian, Stacy, congratulations on the awesome step that y'all took on the adventure for the rest of your life. So, you know, I'm looking forward to this wedding, and by now, hopefully I had an amazing time at the wedding. I with as much effort as the two of you have put into this, as well as I'm sure you've put into each other, this I'm sure is going to be an amazing weekend. I'm very excited, and I'm very excited for both of you and everyone else. I really hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And I think there's a bunch of other internet jargon I'm supposed to shout out to you. But as always, be good to one another, and I will see you next time. Bye.